Hi everyone, so today I'm going to do a video on how to easily complete Tournament of Power Season 92 and finish in the top 25% to get 1k CC rewards. As usual, I'll be running my Android team, which is probably the most free-to-play friendly team, as the units are pretty old and most of the player base will have these units and probably even have them all at 14 stars. And here we can see that I finished in rank 4300 plus in season 91, and that was an easy 1k CC earn. And we are starting season 92, and I will show you the team I'm running, the build I'll be taking to complete the TOP season, the slots I will place the units, and the sequence I will attack the enemy. So please take note that this is basically a guide now that I'm doing to show where I will attack and the sequence that I will attack the opponents. But you know, in this game itself there's RNG and the opponents may do more damage to your units than you like. And sometimes you may need to move in the reform team space here that I'm showing you, or even to the recovery space here. So when you're planning your route itself, it may deviate. So I will just give you a guide at the moment, and then once I have played through the TOP tournament mode, I will do a video again to show how I actually clear through the stages. Please take note for a subsequent video where I'll run through the actual gameplay itself. So in this game mode itself, first thing that I'll always tell players is, you know, you need to maintain your win streak. So you can see in this table that I'm flashing out here, you know, the first 14 battles itself, if you have consecutive wins, the bonus for the win streak is all below 20%. Yeah, the highest is 20% at battle 5, and basically from battle 15 onwards is always 100% and above in terms of the win streak. So in the early stages, focus on trying to survive through the battle mode, and then as you go up the battle stages, then you want to do the harder stages where, you know, you have more knuckles and then you get more points itself. Yeah, of course, if there are easy stages to clear at the start, yeah, do go ahead and clear those if there are 5 knuckles battle stages that are easy to clear. But in this route itself, I'm flashing out the route, you know, if you from battle 15 onwards is 100% win streak bonus, all the way to win streak 25 you get 800. And in this route, in this mode itself, basically what you need to take note is you just need at least minimum 24 win streak to finish in the top 25%. Yeah, so I've done this mode so many times, so sometimes when I cannot get my 25 win streak, I will ensure that I get my 24 win streak, and I always finish in the top 25%. So in the TOP mode itself, team selection is pretty important, and like I would suggest, the Android team is probably the best team to use in this TOP mode. And why do I say you should generally stick to one team? I'll go through shortly. One thing is the boost characters. You know, Androids typically have good characters that are in the Z or S tier boost. So you can see here, Z tier, you get a 20% battle score bonus. S tier, you get a 10% bonus. A tier is 5. B tier is 2%, and C tier you get none. And typically for Androids itself, they have lots of units that are in the Z or S tier, and these are units that you can use in battle. So you can see here that this time round, this Android 14, he's in the Z tier boost. He's typically in the Z tier or the S tier most of the time, and he's a unit that you can actually bring into battle despite being a very old unit. And this Cell Junior is also in Z tier, and he's actually a pretty good unit if you have him. Yeah, so I'm just trying to Z power him up using the EXZ power, so that once he hits 14 stars, I will probably may use him in the tournament of power mode itself. And then you look into the S tier itself, you know, this first form Cell, Android 8, and this Android 16 is a very good TOP unit to be used. And of course, not everyone will have this Android 16 because it's still a relatively new unit, and this banner I don't think everyone will summon up for him. But if you have him, please also bring him to the tournament of power. So for my showcase itself, typically I'll probably not bring him in because I don't think most of the player base will have him. Then we have this Android 13. He's a free-to-play unit as well, so most people will have him. And then you can see that Androids typically have a lot of good units in the Z and S tier, and then in the A tier itself, they have a strong backbone where a lot of these units are actually Zenkai units. So basically, in this TOP mode, you need to look at selecting characters that have good boosts to your battle score. Okay, so in this mode itself, other than selecting characters that boost the battle scores itself, you want to select units that have good abilities like health buffers. So it's quite important to have at least one health buffer in the team. Like this EX cell itself, he buffs Android's max base health by 18%. Then you should also have units that have good Z abilities that buff the team itself. Like Android 18, you should double buff the defense for Androids. Android 13 itself would set buffs the double offense for Androids by 31%. And it's quite important to have all this kind of Z abilities in the team. And if you have Zenkai buffers like Android 13, he buffs red color Androids, he will put Zenkai buff himself, Android 18 and even EX 17. So it's quite important to have as many good units in the team that at least buffs each other's Z ability. So in this team itself, probably only Android 18, EX 17 and this first form cell don't fully give the Z ability to the Android's team. But they will still Zenkai buff their own colors itself, so they are still useful to bring into the battles itself. And second thing to take note when you are playing this battle is always look for battle members that can heal. So these are team healers. So this Android 18 is a must bring into the battle because she's probably the best healer in the whole game. So at the end of each turn, any allies that are in range diagonally above to the top left or the top right restores health by 3%, and at the same time she also gives damage buff. So for this Android 18 itself, it's a must bring as she heals the team. So as I mentioned earlier, maintaining the win streak is important, so you want to have your team to sustain as long as possible up the TOP stage. The other unit that I would suggest to bring in is this EX cell. So this EX cell himself, he also buffs, he does a team heal at the start of turn 3 and restores all the Android allies by 3% health. So he's a very good unit, and he also cancels null conditions. So when selecting this battle members, always make sure that you have team healer, and some of these they have supreme support. Android itself, there's a few top tier units like this EX Android 18. I'm not too sure if everyone has her or have her at 14 star because Android 18 is still relatively newer, so some people may not have her at all because EX are very hard to summon. Because this Android 18 EX, she has fantastic Z ability when she buffs Androids, and at the start of the third turn itself, she also does a team heal for Androids within the range itself. So she is a very good unit to have, and she also gives a lot of supporting buffs and damage buff for the team, and she also has cover change to take damage for your team members. So in this game mode itself, Androids are very top tier unit, and there's actually another Android unit that's extremely good in this TOP mode, which is free to play yellow Android 18. So this Android 18 itself, basically she is also a team healer. End of turn itself, if there are at least 4 Android battle members remaining, she will restore health allies in range by 1%, and she does it twice. So basically, this Android's team itself, there are a lot of team healers that you can bring in, but typically I just bring in these two, which is Android 18 and EX Cell. Then if I could bring in, I will definitely bring in this EX 18. Yeah, so I know most of the player base do not have this Android 18, or not all of the player base have this EX Android 18. So typically in my showcase itself, I won't use her, but if possible, always try to bring her in. And you can see in my setup itself, okay, this is typically the team that I'm bringing, because look at all the units. These are all very old units, but and most of the player base would have them at very high stars, or even most of them at 14 stars like me. And you should always get all your units Zenkai and soul boosted and level up. So always make sure you have that. Then in terms of TOP equips itself, if you have enough equipment slots, then by all means go and get your equipment. So where do you get your equipment? Basically, you can go to here at the exchange shop under rare medals. There's one for TOP, so you use rare medals to exchange for the TOP equipment. So in this TOP mode itself, I don't really use equipments, but if I were to suggest for people to get equipments, please get this equipment, Explosive Clash. This equipment is good for TOP because it buffs 5% base health, and then it buffs blast and strike attack. Yeah, so any battle members as long as 7 stars and above, you can equip. Then there's this out of the way equipment where it buffs base health, so anyone can equip. So that's a 15%, that's a 10% buff to base health. So in this mode itself, it's very important to ensure your sustainability. So if you were ready to equip your units, please equip at least these 2 equipments. Yeah, personally I do not use equipment because I don't want to take up the space for my PvP equipment slots. So in the TOP mode, please always remember to equip your units with any equipment before you start off, because once you start off, you cannot equip your equipments anymore. So please always remember that. Same thing, once you start off TOP mode, once you have selected your team, you can't switch up unless you go into this yellow slot where you form team space. Now, so always make sure that you select your team carefully before you go into the TOP mode. So another thing to take note is in the TOP mode itself, it's important to grind up your friendship rank. So in your if you click on status, under here you can see your friendship rank. So always get your friendship rank to level 10 because it will boost all your stats by at least 10%. So I can just show you here. In terms of your regular stats, this is Android 16's base stats. So what happens is if you friendship rank to 10, under TOP stats you can see the base health is buffed up, strike, all the stats, key, resource speeds are all buffed up. So it's important to get your friendship rank to level 10. So you can see in my Android Steam here, basically almost everyone is at friendship rank 10. Yeah, even Regen, I also have them all at friendship rank 10. Because probably Regen is the only other team that I think is on par with Androids in terms of sustainability to battle all the way to battle 25. So everyone, for the season 92 TOP guide that I'm doing, I'm basically going to show for each battle itself which units to attack for the opponents, and for the Androids team, which are the units to use preferably in the battle, and which slots to play. So you can see from the chart itself that I've done which units to attack. For battle 1, basically you attack I make Goku first, followed by Vegeta, and then Frieza, and then attack Gohan, Krillin, followed by EX Neo, and then this Yellow Piccolo, because he does the least damage. Always remember to kill off the strongest units first, followed by the least powerful units. And always try to maximize the damage output of your team by putting them in the correct slots. Like, you see in Battle 1, Android 13, I put in the middle slot so that he can upgrade his special move attack to ultimate attack. Yeah, because every third turn itself, he will always be guaranteed to launch a special move attack. So you place him there so that he can maximize his damage. Yeah, so for the battles itself, I have listed down for battle 1 all the way to battle 25 itself, and I'll let everyone take a look which are the units to attack first. So I'll also remark inside there which units to attack first and why, if there's a need to. And typically, like I say, for this battle tournament of power mode itself, is always kill off the strongest opponent first, followed by the least powerful one, and you don't really need to always attack the high knuckle fist battle squares, because the whole idea is to ensure that your teams actually survive up the battles. And here I'll just indicate for all the different battles itself which are the ones to attack, and then probably just remark there why I am attacking those spaces. Yeah, so if anyone has any comment on the video itself, try to leave a comment below so that I can respond to you. So I won't be going through in depth on the different battles itself, so everyone can just do a quick fire look to see, for every single battle itself from battle 1 to 25, which are the units to attack and which slots to attack itself. So with this, I will leave the video here for everyone to take a look. Yeah, so please like and leave a comment and subscribe if you enjoy the video and you want to have more updates on the Dragon Ball TOP mode itself every weekly itself.